Extreme cabin fever.
Hi, my name is Rhonda Wepler. I'm an artist in residence at the Museum of Arts and Design here in New York City.
This is the second part for the cabin fever videos. I often make sculptures using materials you can find in your home, like this cast of hundreds of objects made from a single unbroken piece of aluminum foil. This series of tutorials will show you how to use materials from your kitchen and home to make gifts that fit in a standard-sized envelope to mail to friends and family. Please watch episode 2, Cabin Fever, before watching this video to build the base for this toothpick cover version of the project. These are the materials you will need in addition to the materials shown in episode 2 to complete this cabin. Please pause the video to get a better look. First, dye about 75 round toothpicks overnight in a bath of a little bit of water and enough drops of all the food colors to make a dark brown. Allow the toothpicks to completely dry. Make a blank cabin like this as shown in the first video. To cut the toothpicks, you can use hefty scissors, but wire cutters work best. Bits of toothpick can fly off dangerously when cutting, so cut in a clear plastic bag to collect the pieces. Start with the door of your cabin. Squeeze white glue on and lay small toothpick pieces on. If you want a more authentic looking log pattern, the toothpicks will interlock. Use a black Sharpie to mark toothpicks to size. Note that the bottom logs on all 4 sides have to be short in order to clear the folding action. For the peak, glue oversized pieces to be trimmed later. Use the same number of toothpicks on the back and the front of the cabin so that the interlocking locks align. Here I am measuring the width I need for the longest logs. Continue to lay more logs on. For the sides, remember to make the bottom log short so it can clear the folding action. The rest of the logs should line up to make an interlocking pattern with the front and the back logs. Once the glue holding the logs at the peak of the cabin has completely dried, trim using the cutters to fit the edge of the peak. Test how well the sides can fold down and trim any logs that are causing the sides to catch. Continue gluing logs to the roof while it lays flat, avoiding the fold in the middle. You may need to trim any overhanging logs that are sticking out too much once the glue has dried. Center the body of the cabin on the roof and trace the edges of the cabin. Gluing toothpicks here will provide a lip that keeps your cabin walls from popping open when it is done. You can also add toothpicks as a decorative edging. Do you prefer a brick chimney or a stone chimney? For a brick chimney, first bundle 4 matchsticks together with glue. Use acrylic paint or nail polish to paint, and use a fine tip permanent marker to add brick details and chimney soot. To make a stone chimney, first cover the roof of your cabin with a piece of foil. Cut a matchstick below the head. Push the matchstick through the foil to make sure that it fits. Now mark the matchstick with a pencil where it meets the roof. Cover the matchstick above this line with a bit of white glue and roll the glue part of the matchstick into a little container of quinoa. You can pat the quinoa down a bit to shape it a bit. Allow this to dry. You may need another roll in the quinoa to fill in any missing parts. In order to fit in an envelope, the chimney can only be a 1/4 inch wide at maximum. Measure and then sand with an emery board or a piece of sandpaper to make it smaller. Also seal the little quinoa chimney. You can also use nail polish to highlight areas and make it a much more rich tone. Or make your own custom tints by taking a permanent marker on a piece of foil and mixing it in with a clear coat nail polish. If you want to light your cabin, a small LED USB chargeable light can be buried in a bowl of grain. The hole in the bottom of the cabin will allow light to enter it. But you will need to build little flaps out of black paper to go into the spaces around the edges of your cabin so light can't leak. So tranquil. I made a card that can be used as a forest backdrop. This cabin is going to my friends Howard and Jay in Toronto. Jay made this sculpture at a community workshop I recently hosted. Notice the amazing toothpick appendage.
Well, thanks for watching. Next time I'm making lockets out of peanut shells. Stay safe out there.